Welcome to Production Therapy. Today, we're stepping inside one of the most advanced beverage factories on the planet, Pepsi. Billions of bottles leave these factories every year, yet almost nobody has seen what actually goes on inside. From raw materials processed with surgical precision to high-speed machines working faster than the human eye. We're breaking down every step of how Pepsi transforms from simple ingredients into the legendary drink billions enjoy. Buckle in, this is the real journey of Pepsi, from raw to finished. Nearly 90% of Pepsi is water, but not just any water. Pepsi requires water cleaner than medical-grade standards. Inside the purification hall, the process begins with massive stainless steel tanks pulling in raw water from the municipal supply. From here, the real transformation begins. Sand filtration removes large impurities. Activated carbon filters strip away odors and organic particles. Softening systems remove hardness-causing minerals. Reverse osmosis membranes eliminate even microscopic contaminants. And finally, UV chambers destroy microorganisms with intense ultraviolet light. Every drop is tested for clarity, purity, and chemical balance. Only the batches that meet exact specifications are released to the next stage. Before flavor, before carbonation, it always starts with perfect water. Now comes sweetness, literally. Huge trucks deliver raw sugar to the factory. From here, Pepsi's syrup kitchen takes over. Sugar is dissolved inside massive heated tanks while rotating paddles mix it into a thick, golden syrup. The syrup passes through filters so fine they're used in pharmaceutical factories. Then, technicians test the Brix level, a measurement of sweetness and density, ensuring absolute consistency. This syrup isn't Pepsi yet, but it's the foundation that gives Pepsi its iconic sweetness. Now we enter the most restricted area of the entire factory, the concentrate room. Access is limited to a very small number of certified technicians. Inside these stainless steel tanks lies Pepsi's legendary formula: caramel color, citric acid, caffeine, and the secret blend of flavor oils and extracts known only to a select few. Even the pipes that carry the concentrate are sealed and pressure monitored to prevent contamination. Once the exact formula is blended, the concentrate is pumped directly to the mixing lines, never touched by human hands again. This is where everything comes together. Purified water, liquid sugar syrup, and the secret concentrate are combined in large automated mixing vessels. Sensors check temperature, density,
color and flavor consistency in real time. If anything is even slightly off, the entire batch is rejected.
Once the mixture is perfect, it's chilled to near freezing because colder temperatures help with the next critical step, carbonation. Carbonation is more than bubbles, it's chemistry. CO2 gas is injected into the chilled Pepsi mixture under high pressure, forcing millions of tiny bubbles to dissolve into the liquid. This is what gives Pepsi its crisp bite, its refreshing snap, its signature fizz. The pressure, temperature, and gas levels are monitored down to microsecond precision. One misalignment, and the entire batch loses its sparkle. Only perfectly carbonated Pepsi moves ahead. Here's something surprising. Pepsi bottles don't arrive ready-made. They're created right inside the factory. It starts with small plastic tubes called preforms. Inside high-temperature blow molds, they're heated, stretched, and expanded by blasts of air into full-sized, crystal-clear bottles, all in seconds. This process ensures three things. Bottles remain sterile, they're strong enough for carbonation, and production never slows down due to shortages. Once formed, the bottles move on to the sterilization line. Even though the bottles are freshly molded, hygiene is everything. Robotic arms invert the bottles, blasting them with high-pressure purified water. Then they pass through UV sterilization tunnels where ultraviolet light eliminates any microorganisms. After washing, powerful air jets remove any final droplets before the bottles enter the filling zone. This is where the magic becomes visible. Bottles glide into a chamber where precise filling heads inject Pepsi at exact volumes. The machines operate so quickly that they can fill hundreds of bottles every single minute. Next, caps are automatically placed and twisted on in under 1 second. Laser inspection systems analyze every bottle, checking fill level, checking cap tightness, scanning for imperfections. Anything imperfect is rejected instantly. Only flawless Pepsi bottles continue forward. Now the bottles race into the labeling section. Roll-fed or heat-shrink labels wrap around each bottle with perfect alignment. Every label must be wrinkle-free, bubble-free, and positioned with millimeter precision. Inkjet printers then apply batch numbers, expiry dates, and manufacturing codes, information that traces the bottle's entire journey from production line to store. Freshly labeled Pepsi bottles now move into the packaging zone. Robots organize bottles into multi-packs, 6-pack, 12-pack, 24-pack, depending on the order. Shrink wrapping systems seal the packs tight, ready for transport. Then, automated palletizers lift and stack the cases into perfectly aligned pallets. Each pallet is wrapped, scanned, and tagged for logistics. A single factory can move over 1 million bottles per day through this stage.
Finally, the finished pallets enter the warehouse, a massive grid of Pepsi cases stacked story high. Forklifts load them into temperature-controlled trucks that begin their journey to supermarkets, gas stations, restaurants, vending machines, and even overseas markets. Within hours, the Pepsi made in this factory is on its way to millions of people around the world.
And that's the full journey, from raw water and sugar to the perfectly carbonated Pepsi bottle in your hand. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the world's most iconic beverages, hit that like button, subscribe to Production Therapy, and tell me which factory or brand you want to explore next. Until then, keep learning, keep exploring, and I'll see you in the next episode.